Hello, everyone. It is Saturday night live. I tell you, how are you this Saturday night? What is happening in your world? Tell me about it. Tell me about your day and what you are grateful for this rainy Saturday night in New England. Rainy Saturday night in New England. But how was your day? Customers were out. Hey, Adele and Dazzle are here. Dazzle, it is treat time. Treat time already. What is happening in your world? You guys sent us some rain today. It is a rainy day. A rainy Saturday in New England. Brought the customers in, though, so I'll take that. Brought them in. They were shopping. Their credit cards were good. It is great to have you here. Hey, Kitty, how are you? How was your Saturday? What are you grateful for this Saturday night? Tell me about your day and what you are grateful for. That is what I want to know. Hey, Kath, how are you? Great to have you here tonight. What are you grateful for this Saturday evening? I'd like to do without the rain, but that did bring in customers today, so I will take it. I will take it on this Saturday night. Sold 5 big pieces, not 1, not 2, not 3. 5 big pieces. Boom, boom, boom. That's a nice way. That, on a fifth Saturday, that is what you want. 5 things on the 5th Saturday. Blowing out Christmas. And who knew that Adele was a sports fan? MSU beat University of Michigan. Yay, Spartans. Well, I think more Adele is carrying the college banner than a huge sports fan. I'd probably say Adele is carrying the college rivalry. U of Michigan went down. Yes, it is nice when there's a furniture day. It is nice. We sold a decent amount today too of furniture. It was a nice day. For that today. This is good stuff. This is the stuff that good things are made of. As we close out week 83-84, we're closing out tonight. Yes, we are. Let's get started tonight with the Good Morning, Good Night book. That's how we start every night, as soon as I find my glasses. But you can carry the school flag, Adele. I got you on that. We start the program every night with a Good Morning, Good Night book. Tonight we're on page 60. Good morning, friendos. Make good choices. Listen to your inside voices. Yes, listen to your inside voices. It all starts up here, people. What's happening up here? You are at the end of week 83-84. You guys are amazing. Your resiliency, your fortitude, your inner strength, driving it all the way. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Any problems with Facebook? Hop on right over to YouTube. Cassandra's got the link for you in the show comments. Thank you. But yes, it is. It is Saturday night. You have closed out another week. Another week is in the tank. Gone. Hit. Boom. It's like the Atlanta Braves out of the park. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. I don't know. Who think I'd be cheering for Atlanta, but beats cheering for Houston. I'm just saying, as the Boston guy here. But it is great to see you coming into the 5th weekend of the month so strong. Okay, where sales are so strong, where your supply of inventory is so strong, where you are so strong. Okay. It's a whole nother ball game from where you were this time last year, where you were just a couple months ago. And I am proud of you for where you are and all the progress you have made to be here and be stronger. Okay, it has been a tough slog, but you guys are doing awesome. You guys are doing awesome. Little bit of headlines here. Best week of sales in 2 years. Yeah, Kitty. Nice. I love hearing that. I love that you know that. That you know where you are. You know where your numbers are. But it's all because of all the work you have done to get this far. This didn't just happen like you woke up this week and said, boom, we're going to have a great sales week. This has been in the making. This has been all those days where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe all the incoming. We're flooded with incoming. And I got 5 auction trucks showing up and all of that. This was not made overnight. This best week of sales in 2 years did not happen because 2 weeks ago you said, oh, I'm going to make it happen. It did not happen because a month ago you were going to make this happen. It's because you have been working continuously to get to this point. And I will tell you this. The best is yet to come. This feels pretty good. This feels pretty great. You know, you might even be pinching yourself. But the best is yet to come. Okay, it is not. This is not the end point. This is the jumping off point. This is really the jumping off point as we head forward, as we grow our way out of this, as you build a better business. You are building back a stronger, more resilient, better store. And for that is pretty amazing. You know how that is. So I am excited about that. You know, in general business terms, inflation has replaced COVID as the number one concern among small business owners. And there's a lot of good reason for that. Okay, there's a lot of good reason. All your costs are going up, and business owners are historically hesitant to raise prices. I've been telling you for a long time now to be raising prices. Be inching those prices up. All your costs are going up. And so, you know, you can hedge against this by increasing and keeping more. You know, I was working the other day, starting to write, you know, because, you know, I'm excited for conference next summer. But, you know, what could I talk about? And it's about how to become more profitable because you need to be more resilient. You need to keep more as we move forward because the costs and the challenges of business are ever greater. Okay. And you also need to keep more cash. Okay. If this pandemic hasn't taught you anything, but inflation is the number one concern among businesses. It is now greater than COVID. So that is good and bad with that. Okay. I'm glad that something is more important and bigger than COVID. I wish it weren't that all our costs of doing business were higher, you know, and especially as we head into the winter where you have the cost of heating going to be higher significantly. And you have the cost, if you're in a snowplow state, that is expected to be exponentially more expensive. If you have to plow your store's parking lot or your driveway, you know, that is expected to cost significantly more this year. You know, yeah, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm just here to tell you what the reality is. In case you missed it this week, Poshmark is now allowing the big brands to sell directly out of their closets. You can have Poshmark is allowing brands to have their own closets on the marketplace. You know, some people are concerned about that. I think it further emphasizes resale. I think it exposes more people to the platform. You got to keep in mind, there are some people that don't know that Poshmark, you guys are so invested in it. Okay. You guys know it so well that you think everybody does. And that's just not the case. That's just not reality. You have to understand that there are all these people that have never shopped resale, would never shop resale. And by brands having closets on there, it is exposing them to Poshmark and exposing them to the platform and potentially your goods if you're selling on the Poshmark platform. So I don't fear it. I embrace it. Okay. And, so I don't list that as a fear. That's not something I would fear. That's not something that scares me away from Poshmark. If our store isn't currently on it, but it wouldn't scare me away from it. That very notion of it. So, don't let that get to you. Don't let that bother you. And besides, you got the inventory. And people are looking for ways to connect with their customers. Traditional brands are looking for ways to make a connection. And so this is one more way that they're trying to make a connection. But I'm not sure that it does as much for them as it does for our industry. I think it does more for us than it does for them. One of the things in the news this week, because it is earnings week on Wall Street, one of the things in the news on Wall Street this week, because it is earnings week, is CEO pay versus worker pay. CEO pay versus worker pay. And the average CEO at the nation's 350 largest public companies was paid about 350 times as much as a typical worker in 2020. Or on average about $24 million. The ratio was up from 2019, where it was only 307 to 1. And in 1989, it was 61 to 1. $61 to every dollar. For example, Nike CEO made almost 72 million, and the median employee pay at Nike was 37,000. Coca-Cola CEO made 18 million, while the average employee made 11 grand. But these are very misleading numbers. Because of it doesn't take into account the work hours, everything else. I'm not saying CEO at public companies aren't overpaid. Don't get me wrong on that. I think that the compensation for CEOs at public companies has gotten way out of hand. Personally, I believe that. But I think that using this as a measure to median or to average worker isn't fair when a company may have a high percentage of part-time workers or offers an incredibly flexible work environment so people can work 10 hours a week and such. So I don't think it's a fair comparison, but there's a lot of noise about it right now. There's a lot of noise in the news about it. So I share it to share, but I'm not as I'm on it. It's not the metric I would use. I agree that a lot of public CEOs are overcompensated, but it's not a metric that I would personally use. Tomorrow, folks, is Self-Care Sunday. That's the day we set aside each and every week, so you unplug, so you disconnect, so you get recharged, so you recharge you, okay? You disconnect from everything so that you can recharge, so that you can refresh yourself, because you didn't come this far to just come this far. You didn't get to week 83, 84 by not taking time for you. Tomorrow starts week 84, 85, and you cannot keep going. You cannot keep going if you do not take time to recharge. So take that time to disconnect from everything. And I know we call it Self-Care Sunday, but, so some of you take Tuesday, some of you take Thursday. It does not matter. Take the time to disconnect. Take the time to unplug and recharge. It is so important. It is so vital. This is how you pace yourself. That is why we have it. We've got an exciting week coming up on the show this week. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about death a little bit, and we need to talk about it a little bit. And so we're going to talk about that because because that happens. Death and taxes happen, and we need to talk about it a little bit from a business perspective. We're gonna, in where is Neil going with this? We're going to talk about Albert Einstein. Okay, if you want to try to figure out where Neil's going with something, we're going to talk about Albert Einstein this week. We are going to talk about the employee retention credit. We're going to talk about how to enter that in QuickBooks when you get the money, and how to account for it properly. We're also going to tell you how to follow up on your employee retention credit to make sure you are properly in the system. We've got stuff on that. We're going to talk about normal, okay? Is it normal yet? We're going to talk about it. And Shark Tank that I didn't get to this week. And Shark Tank. I promise, I know I have Adele waiting to see how I'm going to work Shark Tank into the show. And we will work Shark Tank in this week. So I've got a lot that I'm going to cover this coming week as we kick off week 84, 85. Make sure you rest up on Selfcare Sunday for it. Get your rest because it's going to be a busy week. You got one more day in October to ring in those sales. Ring them in tomorrow. Ring them in. You know what else you can ring in? This video and everything I talk about. This video and everything else I talk about goes over to narcs.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you. All the files, all the links, all the references, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, you know what to do. Ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody make it to the other side. I'm here live in the Nards Private Facebook group and streaming on YouTube every night at more 8 than ish. More 8 than ish every night. But if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. That's how we start. Tonight we're on page 60 if you're following along in the book. Our good morning today was good morning, friendos. Make good choices. Listen to your inside voices. Our good night tonight is good night, friendos. Make good choices. Live your voice. Live your life and raise your voices. There's your graphics, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, know that you and you, but most importantly, you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. It's time for dinner, dessert, something. Have a great night.